So Peter McCormick posted this video. This guy is the chair of Council of Economic Advisors, the main agency in charge of advising Presidential Biden right now. And this guy has no clue whatsoever in terms of how money works. If you thought you were clueless, this guy is even more clueless. Take a listen to what he said. It's absolutely mind-boggling that you have guys like this in charge, okay, that are supposed to be advising the President of the United States. All right, listen to this.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, I mean, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to yeah, I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Wait, what? He doesn't think anything's confusing there? He was saying that the government prints money and then lends money by selling bonds. He has no clue what he's talking about. The U.S. government borrows money by selling bonds. Okay, it's an IOU. That's what bonds are. You buy our bonds, pay us money, and we'll give you interest. Right? That's why it's an IOU. That's how we borrow money as a nation. We sell bonds. We don't print money and then use that money to create bonds to lend it out. No, that's not how the system works. Anyways, I know that could be confusing to some, but someone in his position, especially he's the chair, okay, not just like an analyst. He's a chair of Council of Economic Advisors. As someone that's a chair, he should know what he's talking about. That was so painful. Anyways, he may be another reason why Bitcoin's gonna go higher, because he's literally advising our president that, hey, we could just print more money. Just keep printing. It's okay. We always have done it. Let's just print more. And then let's lend it out somehow, right? Let's just print more money and lend it out and all will be well. Don't worry about inflation. If Fed Chair Powell saw this, he'll be rolling over in his bed, so to speak. Powell probably just had a stroke watching this video. For the first time in a year, we have the fear and greed index showing fear. And after today, it probably go back to neutral again, okay? But things move really quickly in crypto, and that includes sentiment, not just price. Sentiment changes rapidly. Just last week, we were in greed, and somehow we're in fear. But here's the thing. Who's selling, right? Unfortunately, according to JP Morgan, it's the retail investors. It's not the institutions. Maybe a little bit from the institutions, but mostly the sell-off is led by retail investors, what we call paper hands, okay? Paper hands, or lettuce hands, whatever you want to call them, they can't stand the pressure or the heat, so they have to sell off, right? I can understand if people sold off at 73,000 or 70,000, but you don't sell off when we're at 56,000, okay? That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But according to J.P. Morgan, that's who we're selling, retail investors. And unfortunate, when retail investors were selling, you know who was buying? I think you guys could guess who. Whales. But you know what? Like I said, Mr. 100, he is no regular retail investor. In fact, since today, beginning of the day to the end of the day, this Mr. 100 purchased 4,000 Bitcoin. I think he decided to make up for his break because between 422 and 52, he did not purchase any Bitcoin. And this morning he started out strong and he never stopped. Imagine purchasing 4,000 Bitcoin in a single day. No one knows who this is. It could be Elon Musk. It could be Jeff Bezos. It could be, I don't know. And it could be Larry Fink himself. But someone is purchasing massive amounts of Bitcoin. That's how it should be done. You buy when Bitcoin is low. When prices are low, that's when you're supposed to buy. You're not supposed to FOMO all the way up. Now, we did have our halving event, and some people are still quite confused. Well, George, we had the halving event. Why is Bitcoin not going up? Why is Bitcoin stagnant? And why is Bitcoin coming down? Where's my Lambo? According to Help in the live chat. It will come. You just have to be patient and wait, because if you look at previous cycles, same thing. Okay? I'll even zoom out for you guys. I'll go to the weekly scale right now. And then I have, what is it? The halving indicator, right? Look at this. 2 halvings ago, we had a halving event in July, and look at how long it took. It took literally like almost, 8 months before halving really had effect on Bitcoin and it started skyrocketing. Okay, 2 cycles ago. 1 cycle ago, the halving event was in May, and then look at it. It didn't really start moving until October or September, you could say. That took a little bit, right? 5 to 6 months. So it could be the same thing right now. Maybe we got to wait 2 months. Maybe we got to wait 3 months, right? We just had halving. Maybe we're not going to see movement until here, August or September or even October. We got to wait a little bit. But look at where we are right now versus where we were the last cycle and the cycle before at the halving event. I mean, 2 cycles ago, Bitcoin was only at like under 1,000. And the last cycle, when we had the halving event, Bitcoin was below 10,000. So yes, Bitcoin, when in doubt, zoom out. It just keeps on going up and up and up. And you just have to have some patience, okay? Maybe we have to wait 2 months. Maybe we got to wait 4 months. Maybe we got to wait 6 months. But the parabolic bull run is going to come, and it's going to be glorious. And that's when the Lambos start flowing.